Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan, and today we are discussing this week's college football matchups heading for, I'm pretty sure, week 9. We're already at week 9 this year. That is wild. But we have important matchups to cover, so let's get into it. The first matchup is at noon. You're Florida State, number 4 ranked in the country, traveling up to play Wake Forest. Wake Forest hasn't looked that good this year. They had a pretty good start to it, then they kind of just leveled out overall. And Florida State has been iffy at times, but is still undefeated. And when they play their best, they're arguably the best team in college football. But right now, you got to watch out for Florida State because one of the games you had on the road this year was against Boston College. You only won by 2 against them. And that was mainly because Boston College had 18 penalties. 18 penalties, which is ridiculous. And you only won by 2. So you got to watch out for this one. I still got the Seminoles winning this one. So, yeah. And then Oklahoma travels to play Kansas. I mean, Oklahoma's ranked 6th in the country. They should be able to take care of this, but watch out for Kansas. If Kansas had a little bit of a better defense, maybe they would only have 1 loss. But they have 2 because of their defensive struggles, and their offense has overall done very good this year, I would say. This could be a shootout type of game. You already saw what it's like with Oklahoma when you get into the type of shootouts. It's going against Texas. That was more defensive. That was a little bit more defensive game than the UCF one with Oklahoma. But Oklahoma puts up a lot of points. Oklahoma's had manhandled Kansas the past 100 years in college football, so I doubt that's going to change. I got Oklahoma winning this one. Then you have Indiana traveling to play number 10 ranked Penn State. Must-win game for Penn State. I would be shocked if they lost this. I got Penn State winning this one. They had a bad performance last week, mainly offensively. Defense had a lot of key stops, but then their offense just failed to score on some important drives. And that you're bound to just let Marvin Harrison Jr. work over and over again. He had a great game himself, but they control everyone else, which is what you're supposed to do. And Drowler and their offense just never could find anything. Couldn't get anything going, which was very pathetic on their end. Scoring 12 points, only 12. I know Ohio State's a great defense, but you're supposed to be a very good offense. You're supposed to be a pretty good offense. You got to score more than that. And Penn State would give them good field position too. Ohio State made some mistakes too. Giving them the ball midfield, couldn't get any first downs. I think they were 0 for 13 on third downs. 0 for 13. That is the worst percentage that is the worst I've ever seen or have heard from any team ever. 0 for 13? That is awful. Dang. Then the next one, the battle of 2 disappointing teams. South Carolina at Texas A&M. Texas A&M should win this one. I got A&M winning this one. It's South Carolina's off. South Carolina's defense is just so bad. And A&M's actually pretty good defensive-wise. I've been very good. Actually, they're pretty good this year. I got A&M winning this one. Should not be close, but knowing Jimbo Fisher, this probably went down to the wire just because of how his style is, and South Carolina makes games close. They're very unpredictable, though. South Carolina is very unpredictable, so we'll see what happens. You have Clemson traveling to play NC State. Clemson's come off a loss against Miami. NC State's come off a loss. I don't think they even played last week. I know the last thing they lost to was against Duke, and Duke had their backup quarterback that game, and they couldn't score. At all. NC State was that bad. They just couldn't score. I think they had 3 points. It was very bad. Clemson should win this one. This is a very bad year for Clemson, especially with some expectations they had in heading to this year. At least from the Clemson fans, they had some expectations, but it's just been bad. Then you have arguably the most important game of the week. There's not a lot of humongous matchups this week, but there's a lot of games that put a lot of big teams on upset alert and that mean a lot for the following weeks to come. This is arguably the main one. Number 1, Georgia plays against Florida in the Florida-Georgia line game. It's a neutral site game. I think it's in Jacksonville Stadium. I could be wrong, but I think that's where it's at. The Jaguars Stadium. I could be wrong, but we'll see. I'll probably put up a picture if it's somewhere else. But you have Florida, who's on a roll. They beat South Carolina. Their defense got key stops late. Offense is making some humongous plays. Ricky Pearsall are looking like one of the better receivers in the country. And Georgia, who is going to be without Brock Bowers, you couldn't ask for a better formula for Florida to win. I mean, you really couldn't. You have a team that just lost their best player off a very close win of some sort against Vanderbilt. For Georgia terms, very close win against Vanderbilt. They're coming off a bye, but I think you're also coming off a bye too. So you're going this game, you're as fresh as you can get if you're Florida, as hot as you've been all year. And you have Georgia, who is as cold as they could possibly be all year, probably. Since the guy who has bailed them out time after time after time just is not there. This game is going to be close. I have no doubt about that. I'm having to trust Carson Beck or Graham Mertz. Only guy I've seen, they've both shown the glimpses. Graham Mertz has shown more. He has done way better than I expected him to do. I admit it. He's done better than I expected. This team's done better than I expected. But I just don't know. This Georgia defense, I feel like, can step up a bit more than Florida's offense can, in my opinion. Georgia gets caught a lot of key stops the past, as long as Kirby Smart's been there. They've got a lot of key stops. Big stops, too, in big games. This is a big game. I got Georgia winning this one. Then this is going to be the biggest game of the week. Probably, unless Florida wins. Then you have number 8, Oregon, traveling to play number 13 ranked Utah. You cannot look at this game and be like, okay, Oregon's going to win this one. Just write it off. There you go. Utah, toughest place to play in the Pac-12. You have a lot of tough games here. They're on a home winning streak that's a lot in a row. I'm not sure how much, but it's a lot. And they're on a roll. They just beat USC in the Coliseum. Oregon took care of business against Washington State. Both of their playoff chances are on the line. Both their Pac-12 championships game possibilities are on the line right here. I trust Utah. I personally trust Utah. They're at home. They've been in a situation before. They consistently made the Pac-12 by winning these games. I trust the team has done it year in, year out. And they've also beat Oregon in these type of games twice. Both in blowouts. One in the Pac-12 championship game, I'm pretty sure, and one before it. I got Utah. Winning this one. Then you have Pitt playing number 14th ranked Notre Dame. I got Notre Dame winning this one. Pitt already got their upset of the year against Louisville. So, yeah. You have, talking about Louisville, at 3:30, you have number 20 ranked Duke traveling to play number 18th ranked Louisville. This game's going to be close. I have a feeling Riley Leonard might play, he might not. I don't know because he keeps getting hurt. And they're in big games too. One time was just really late in the game, didn't matter a lot. And then this one against Florida State really mattered. Even the stats looked like he played a bad game. His impact was a lot more than you might have realized because they scored nothing after that. You have Louisville, one loss against the Pitt, but they've beat Notre Dame. They have a big one on the year. This game's going to be close. It's usually in close games, I trust the home team a bit more. I got Louisville winning this one. And then you have a big stretch of unranked games in here, but a lot of important conference games like the SEC, of the Big Ten, ACC, all have important games, somewhat important games, if your fan base. I'll give an example. Miami versus Virginia, or Virginia versus Miami, I should say. I got Miami winning that one, type of thing. But then we're going back to the ranked matchups. You got number 22 ranked Tulane playing at Rice. Tulane should take care of business in that one. Should be pretty easy. Number 24 ranked USC playing at Cal. Only 10-point favorites heading into this game. Because their defense sucks. The defense cannot get any key stops. They never have and they never will. They suck at that more than anything else. And that's a consistent thing for Lincoln Riley-led teams. They cannot get key stops. They got to be able to do it. I got USC winning this one still because I think they can outscore California just overall throughout the game. Then we have Washington playing at Stanford, number 5 ranked Washington. Washington come off a very bad performance against Arizona State, against the Sun Devils. Only won 15-7. Michael Penix played his worst game of the year, by far his worst game. It was bad. Arizona State made a lot of mistakes, like a very short missed field goal to open up the game, which probably could have made a little bit closer later in the game, possibly. Maybe. We would have had to see on that. Stanford's had big upsets before, but they did lose at Sacramento State. But they've also beat Colorado in a 29-point comeback victory. I doubt will happen again. I got Washington winning this one pretty simply. I would say so, pretty simply. Then number 19th ranked Air Force travels up to play Colorado State. I'm I have no reason not to pick Air Force. They've been on a roll. I have no reason not to. Let's go. Let's go, Air Force. Win this thing. And then you got number 21 ranked Tennessee traveling up to play Kentucky. Tennessee's usually had Kentucky's number even throughout the bad years. Usually had Kentucky's number, even though Kentucky was not great before. They've got better. Kentucky is definitely a team you should not overlook if you're Tennessee. You got to win this game. Come off a bye week. I'll go over more deep analysis in my Tennessee and Kentucky prediction video, but I still got a rock with Tennessee. Still got a rock with Tennessee. I think their defense is going to have a bounce back week. I think the run game's going to be good. I know Kentucky has a good rush defense, but if you ain't Bama, you probably ain't stopping this rush teams. Rush defense, rush offense. And it's weird seeing the over-under for this game being 51 points. I'm so used to seeing Tennessee's points being way higher. Either that means they're going to score a lot or get scored on a lot. It doesn't matter. And they're going to have a lot of points scored. I got Tennessee winning this one. Tennessee really, really needs this. Kentucky does it too, but Tennessee have more expectations heading into this year, in my opinion. And then you have number 3 ranked Ohio State traveling to play Wisconsin at night. 7:30, big game. Ohio State got to win this one. I think you will. I think Lou Fickell's team is not their pass-heavy offense that he probably thought he would be with Tanner Mordecai. I said it before the year started. It's not going to be the team that you expect it to be. It's not going to be a great team either. The same type of team. And so far, it's been the same type of team, in my opinion. I mean, they're not explosive. They're not getting those big plays, and you need those against Ohio State. You ain't going to have that. So I got Wisconsin losing. They're losing, probably by a lot. Then you have Vanderbilt playing at Ole Miss, number 12 ranked Ole Miss. Ole Miss should win that one pretty simply. Colorado at UCLA. This could be a close one, but I do have UCLA winning this one. Should be pretty simple overall. Actually, not simple. It'd be a fun game to watch. Could be high scoring, but I got UCLA winning this one. And you have number 17 ranked UNC going to play Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech beat them last year, which took them out of the playoff any chances. Took out any playoff chances they had. I doubt that's going to happen again this year. I got North Carolina win this one, even though it was a tough loss they had last week to Virginia. That was a tough loss. I still got UNC winning this one. Then you have Old Dominion playing number 25 ranked James Madison University. I don't think they're going to have any problems. I got James Madison winning this one. And then we have the last game we're going to cover. Number 11th ranked Oregon State playing at Arizona. Yeah, Arizona's been on a roll recently. Watch out, Oregon State. This could be a very close one. If I had to pick one, I actually would go with Arizona. I would go with it. Oregon State's defense have been a little bit iffy on the road, and I'm not willing to trust that. Arizona's on a very hot streak right now. I know if you look at the record, it might not say that, but they have been scoring a lot of points, and they show what they did against Washington State, and I think they can replicate that. I got Arizona winning this one barely against Oregon State. That's my main upset of the week, so yeah. And yeah, hope you all have a great week. Have a great day and have a whole great week in general. Have a great month, every month. Have a great rest of the year. And yeah, hope you have a great year. Stay safe, y'all. Put like how much you feel about this and whatever you want. And yeah, hope you all have a great day. Stay safe, y'all, and God bless y'all.